I'll just say it again.
Okay.
So it was I have three brothers, but it was only me and my two brothers in the swimming pool.
Oh
And
yes, I
this
remember
year,
that dream.
right? And so it's just a brilliant summer day. The water's blue. We're busy doing like this training exercises in the pool, but we're doing this one thing where, and it's I'm conscious. I wouldn't say I'm like fully lucid at that point.
Mm.
So I'm aware that
This is a dream.
I'm in it, but I don't know it's a dream per se. But I'm in it, you
Okay,
know.
okay, okay.
I can feel my body. I can feel the water. Like it's very real. Um, and we're doing this thing where you go to the bottom of the deep side and you do push-ups with like weights or whatever. And I remember I go down and I start doing the push-ups and then I swim up to the top and I break out of the top of the water and I'm just listening to them speak. And then my one brother says, "Yo, he's been down there quite like for quite some time." And I'm like, "What? No, I'm not. I'm here." And then I look down and I'm still there at the bottom of the pool.
So
And I'm like
you're having an OBE in a dream. That's
in a
very
dream,
interesting.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And so I swim down. I'm like, "Oh my gosh," like because immediately in my head I'm thinking about I was listening to them speak for some time, like 2 minutes or something. So that was the first fear that rushed to me because I was like, who can be underwater that
Yeah, yeah.
long?
And doing those
You know?
exercises, yeah, as well.
So I swim down and I'm literally dragging my own body up,
Mm.
right? But it's weird because it's almost like they don't see me, but they see me, but they're not helping me. That was also like a weird thing. And so I pick myself up and I have to put my one arm onto the bricks and then pick my dude, it was like and this whole time I'm panicking. And I finally get myself up onto the side of the bricks and I climb up there and like I'm just lying there, like unconscious. And my one brother is sitting on the bricks, right? So
Yeah,
if you
the
think of
pool
like
edge, the
the
pool,
L
yeah.
shape, right? I'm at the bottom of the L lying across and he's sitting at the other end of the L,
Yeah.
like just with his hands like on the bricks, just like you know what was very strange? There was this like serenity in his face, like it's okay, like this is supposed to happen. And he wasn't like trying, there wasn't a panic in their face. I was panicking. And so I start giving myself like CPR,
Mm.
right? And I start like giving myself mouth to mouth, which sounds weird, but I'm like, dude, I'm literally going crazy. And then eventually I cough up the water.
Mm.
But as I cough up the water, like it's very hard to explain how these things work because it's almost like you are the person who's lying there and you're the person who's watching you and you're watching the whole scene at the same time. So it's very hard to put into words and actually explain how the actual thought of what is going on and the actual, I should say, the experience. But I remember when I coughed, so I'm watching myself and I cough, but then
Mm.
it's like at the same time I'm coughing and I'm moving over to the side and this water's sort of coming out. But as that happens, it starts to go dark and it goes dark, and then like it's all dark, and then I open my eyes and I'm sitting at this table, this long table,
Mm.
and there's all these people, and there's a big feast happening. And I'm like, what is this? And I look, and literally, I think, what's his name? Ian McKellen,
Gandalf, basically.
Gandalf.
Yeah,
Because I've obviously told you the story before,
yeah.
but he's there next to me, dressed as Gandalf. And I look,
With or
and it's
without the
like,
hat.
No hat.
Okay.
Just like he was Gandalf the White. He had the long
Yes. Yeah.
hair. And I immediately recognized, because it's my favorite movie of all time, I'm in like the Shire, because this is like a hobbit's house. But at the
Mm.
table there's elves, there's dwarves, there's hobbits, and
Mm.
everybody's eating. And he is just staring at me, like smiling. And I'm looking at him and I'm looking at the feast and I'm thinking like, wait, what just happened? I feel like something just happened, but I don't. It's almost like I can't think of it right now.
Mm.
And now, obviously, with these dream states and stuff, a lot happens, but we can only recall so much. But anyways, I don't want to rant on too long. But essentially, there's like this long time after that. So I'm now in this place, and there's all these trees, and people are chopping these trees down. But then I realize there's this like blade. It's like a triangular, like that. It's like a triangular blade,
Yeah.
and it's got this like short handle. And the one hobbit, there's these massive leaves, like very dark in color, like a dark green, and he pulls strips from it, right? And then they tie it on the end of this triangle
They
thing.
basically making rope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
this leaf is so rubbery, dude. Like you
Mm.
won't. It's like, so basically, what you do with this weapon is you swing it, and then you launch it. And our training was basically, when you throw it like that, you can pull and adjust that rubbery leaf thing from your side, and it will like whip it like whoosh. So if you throw it out to the right and then you pull the whatever the leaf thing is, the rubber thing, to the right, it'll pull that blade inwards to the left, and it will be a solid chop. And I
Yeah.
remember standing in front of this tree and I'm busy doing it. And dude, for
Mm.
some reason in my memory, it was so, like, I remembered how to do this very easily.
Mm.
And the other guys who were like struggling with it, like the hobbit guy who was pulling the leaves off, he kind of looks at Gandalf, who's standing right there. And he's like, he nods at him and he's like, he's got it. But here's the weirdest part, right? So I'm standing there, but for some reason where I'm standing feels so familiar.
Mm.
Like I've been here before, right? And then it starts to click in my head that this here is the corner of, not the trees there, just the land itself,
Yeah.
is the corner of my yard, of my house. I just have a feeling, and then it comes back to me. And I go, oh my gosh, like I remembered I was drowning.
Mm.
And I turn to Gandalf and I'm like, oh, I start panicking. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know, I need to get back. I'm drowning, like I'm in trouble.
Mm.
And Gandalf is just standing there like peacefully like that, and he looks at me and he's like, so why don't you go back? And I don't know how I had the ability, or why I was able to do it, but it's kind of like when you wake yourself up from a dream, because you know
Mm.
it's a dream, you can kind of just like snap back to
Yeah.
reality in a way. So I do that, but it's weird. It's like this. It's like this transition back,
Yes.
and I go back, and I'm now floating in the sky, just as like an awareness, looking down.
Mm.
And I see like my mom is there and she's wearing the black, the hat that they wear like after a funeral or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's just like standing there sad, and she's looking at that exact spot where I was when I drowned. And she's just looking at it like that with her hands folded, like all sad. And I realize it's too late. And dude, I'm crying at this point. Like, just,
Yeah.
dude, it was so heavy. And then somehow I could just transition back. And I go
Mm.
back there to Gandalf them. And like I get back there and he looks at me and he just smiles and he says, "You're here now." And I
Mm.
kind of just nod at him and I go back to hitting this tree with this thing. And then I was like, wait, what is going on here? Like, this can't be real. And I immediately wake up in my bed, dude, and my whole pillow is just soaked wet with like
With tears.
tears in my face.
Um,
So what I'm saying is, I believe, and because this is only my own experience, is that what if that happens when we die? We
yeah,
just continue onward
yeah,
into something else.
um,